What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Project Ozone 2 Kappa Mode. Oh yeah, guys. So last episode, we started working with the auto crafting table, the dire auto crafting table, right? So I have off camera here kind of hooked it up. So we're kind of doing some other things. I've had to spread out our fidget spinners, as people are calling them, these singularities. I've had to spread these out into their own drawer. I don't want to store too many of these. And I also want to be able to extract from the drawer directly. Yeah, we're using transfer nodes on the back here. And the transfer node can only pull out one item at a time, and it has an inventory. So if it's full of something, it can't pull out another item that's in another section of the drawer. So we kind of need one transfer node per drawer, one item per drawer. I don't want to store too many of these, so we're using the 2x2 drawers. So this will only hold, and the half size one. So it's only going to hold 4 stacks of whichever singularity we have, right? And then those are all being extracted out into our crafting table here. So yes, we're keeping up to a stack of each one in here. Those are going to be the same as what the pattern says for this to make the eternal singularity. And yeah, it auto crafts them. And then I have, let's see, down here I have a retrieval node with an item filter on there of an eternal singularity. So it's looking through this entire pipe network, including our crafting table here for these eternal singularities, and it's trying to retrieve them and stick them inside this controller slave, which goes up into the one drawer that has the eternal singularity right here. So as you can see, we have 140 of those. Yep. And then I'll fill up till we have 256. Then the retrieval node will fill up with a stack, and then the auto crafting table will have a stack. So we'll have a total of 6 stacks that'll already be crafted. And then eventually all these drawers will fill up with the singularities, and all of these things will fill up. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of EMC before this is all done. But yeah, I spent a little bit of time here, kind of got everything figured out for what we need to do. Now it's just a matter of collecting all the EMC so all that stuff will work. So yeah, again, we just have the rationing pipe here. So it's only allowing a stack of every item into our auto crafting table. We have a retrieval node that is only accepting the completed item. Yeah, then on the back is just regular transfer nodes. They don't have any upgrades in them at all. Yeah, and those are pulling out of those and sticking into the crafting table. So yeah, this whole setup is now complete. Since this drawer controller is already on the ME system, we could already see all of these different singularities. We can now see every single one of them, including the eternal singularity here, which is awesome. So yes, completely automated right now. As long as we are feeding these guys, as long as we're giving each and every one of them the demon steel of the 7th magnitude, the 1 stack that we're using, that we're getting, I should say, from our ME controller down here with the rationing pipes that always keeps 1 stack. Yeah, I think we should be doing pretty good. So demon steel, right now we have 56,000 of those. Yeah. 56,000, it seems like a lot. Those are going to go really fast, especially with all the emerald ones that we're making. A lot of these other ones don't use a lot of EMC, but yeah, they are going to use some of these stacks of demon steel to make all of the rest of the singularities, fill everything back up. Anyway, so that's happening over there. Our meatballs, yeah, we have this thing hooked up the same as we did last time. Everything's automated here. And then over here for our ultimate stew, I was trying to figure out how I wanted to do these. If I wanted each one of these different ones in its own drawer, I was like, you know what? It'd probably just be easier just to slap the transfer nodes directly on the energy condensers, since each one of these contains the one item that we want anyway. So we could probably do away with all those drawers. Those aren't being used at all. There's like no reason for these drawers over here at the moment. Yeah, we could do away with all of those and just leave it as it is right here to auto-craft our ultimate stew. So this is working pretty well. There's, I think, 7 items that aren't going in there from the energy condensers, and those are being provided over here by the ME interface. So we have Blight, Berry Dusk, Berry Sky, Berry Sting, Mallow, Neutrons, and Wheat. All of these different items are being provided to the auto-crafting over there. So I'm extracting out of this interface using item conduit into 2x2 drawers. Can't really see this one, but yeah, each one's got its own little spot here, and then I've locked them, so those are the only things that can go in there. And then we're using transfer nodes to pull each specific one out, and then it goes along the same transfer pipe into this rationing pipe into the bottom here, so it fills up all of these things. These over here, I put in 16 speed upgrades into each one. We could fill it all the way up if we wanted to. I just feel that's a little unnecessary. Since we do get 7 ultimate stews per craft, I think. So if you were to craft a full thing, you get 7 stacks. I don't think it's really necessary to have them going in that fast. We're just not using ultimate stew that quickly, but we could do it if we wanted to. Put the stack upgrade and 4 or 5 stacks of the speed upgrade in each one of those transfer nodes. Yeah, like I said, I just don't think I need to do that. So again, these oak drawers here, these aren't really necessary at this point in time. I just left them there because if we get rid of those, this platform will look a little unbalanced, right? It'll be like everything's on this side and there's nothing over here. So anyway, I'm leaving that alone for now. So yes, ultimate stew, cosmic meatballs, and now our singularities are all automated, which is awesome. I really like that. So as we need to progress and make other things, we will look at automating those as well, putting platforms over here and getting those hooked up. But yeah, as we saw before, each one of the auto crafting tables does require one of these chaos catalysts, and we're down to 2 recipes remaining in order to make these. So yes, like this recipe, for instance, I would like to have automated. This recipe I'd like to have automated. I don't know if we're going to be able to do all of that or if it will even be necessary, because at a certain point it's like, okay, there's only so many auto crafting recipes for the extreme crafting. Do I really need to auto craft every single one? I don't know. Anyway, so as we continue on, that's what we're going to be looking at. So another recipe that I wanted to look at today, I don't know if we're going to be able to get to it 100%, but transmutation table, that's another thing that we need to start looking at. I think there is a quest for that somewhere. I don't know exactly where it is, but I'm pretty sure there was a quest for that. Yeah, right here. In the Kappa section, there's a quest to make the transmutation table. Now, this is another extreme crafting recipe. And there, transmutation. There was a point in time where I looked at this and I was like, oh, we cannot do this, but I don't know if we're still at that point. So we need Rune of Pride, Rune of Lust. We can auto craft most of these, and if we don't have that on auto craft, we can set up the recipes. Easy enough. Compressed Gaia. Oh, you know what? This is probably what was stopping me from making this before, because I didn't want to fight the Gaia Guardian that many times, right? Okay, so now that we have that, we can make red matter. We can make these ultimate furnaces, ME conversion monitor. I don't think we have one of those. Infinity stars, we already have auto crafted right now. Infinity catalyst, I think we have some of those already in the system. I don't think there's anything here in particular that's stopping us from making this thing. Okay, so let's look at crafting this up. Let me get the parts together. We'll make the recipe and we'll be right back. All right, guys. Well, I got all the different pieces together that we need to make our transmutation table, but unfortunately we're missing 2 things. Both of those are EMCable, but we have to make them. So the transmutation table recipe does require these magic cores. These are called tier 3. I don't know what those are. They're from Bobblicious and they do have EMC. So as soon as we make one, we can just duplicate it, right? We don't have to make 2 of them. So to make one of these, we need 2 dark solarium ingots. We need 2 cryothium coolant units and 1 glowstone elevation unit. So these elevation units themselves are EMCable, but you have to fill them up. Yeah, you have to fill them up with a fluid transposer. So yeah, anyway, I'm not sure if we have the stuff together to make all these things. I'm pretty sure it'll be very, very simple to do this if we don't. Okay, so there's 2 of those. Yeah, it looks like we ran out whatever that was that went into this recipe. So there's 2 of the cryothium ones. We need a glowstone one. And wait a second. What goes on the glowstone one that we're missing? We are missing fluxed electrum. Okay, we have plenty of flux electrum just in block form, so we can unblockify that. Perfect. Okay, so we need this, one of those, and glowstone elevation unit. Okay, so I do believe we have all of these fluids over here. Yeah, our glowstone one I don't think has gotten much use at all. So there we go. Now that's full. And then we need one for the cryothium. Oh, you know what? I don't think we have cryothium here. Huh. Okay, so we need a fluid transposer. We have 1 fluid transposer. So how much coolant goes into one of those is what the question is now. That is 4. So we need 8 buckets of gelid cryothium. So we have a drum that has 96 buckets. Okay, so if we take the fluid transposer We stick it there. It looks like that's getting power. So we can toggle this button to fill. So we can fill from this to here, right? And then press the button, and then we can fill from the internal tank into these things. And now those are full. And then we can pull the rest of that out and put it into the drum. Very easy. Okay, so now that those are done, we should be able to make the magic core, or whatever these things are called. Yeah, magic core. So we need nether star, and then we need 2 dark solarium ingots. So we need 2 pulsating crystals, 2 solarium, and 2 dark steel. I don't think we ever made a recipe for this because we've never had to make those before. So back to this. So 2 solarium, 2 pulsating crystal. We have those on autocraft, and the solarium we should already have. All right, so there's that. Yeah, I'd make an autocraft for this, but like I said, we haven't had to make these at all yet, so I doubt we need to autocraft them. Okay, so let's go tell an alloy smelter, I guess this one, to make this, this, and this. Is that gonna take a while? Oh, that doesn't take super long. I wish these could go faster. Yeah, it's too bad. These under IO machines, you can put capacitors in there to speed them up, but they only go so fast. It's too bad they don't, like, you can't stack the octatic in there and then, like, it uses more and more RF per operation or something. I know in 1.10, there's, like, those specialty capacitors you can find in dungeons and stuff, which make specific machines go even faster than the octatic, but there's still like that hard wall you can't go past, unfortunately. Anyway, so it looks like those 2 things are done. Let's go ahead and make this. There it is, magic core. So let me grab a stack of stars, and we will set the pattern for that. And there's 62 of them. I kind of feel like I want more than that. I don't really know how many of these we need, if we even need more than just those 2. But we'll just make some extras just in case. Okay, so now we should have everything we need. Put that here, that there. And there is a transmutation table. Now this does have EMC, so if we make a second one, we can learn it in the transmutation table and then always make more. I don't know if we want to do that. So anyway, let's go ahead and learn this guy, and there it is. Transmute this into that. Cool. Quest complete, transmute. All right, so that was in the Kappa section, right? Yes, it was. So the quest for this actually says, by placing items into the fire slot in the table, they are burned into EMC, which can then be used to create items from the output slots. However, the table must gain knowledge on how to create these items. The table gains knowledge whatever an item enters any of its slots. Right. So for those of you who have not seen this thing, I'll just set it down right here. So this was what it looks like. You can't do anything, right? There's nothing here. You can't see anything. Not until you put an item in here. So if I were to stick an item either here, it learns it, or you can stick it here and it'll learn it and take the amount of EMC, the 151,680, and put it into its internal EMC storage. Now, what's great about this is even if you lose this item, you use it all up in crafting or whatever, the table still knows how to make it. Like, you can break this thing. Didn't want to break all of those blocks. You can break it and you can set it wherever you want to. Like up here, for instance. Right? And then it still knows about this magic core. So if you put in enough stuff, like stars, if you put in enough stuff for EMC, you can create all of those. So we'll burn those. It'll know how to make nether stars now and knows how to make these. So I can just click these and just make those all day long as we still have the EMC storage here, right? So this is really, really good. So we can put all those in there. I guess I don't need to have these anymore since our transmutation table knows how to make these things. Now this is based on the player. It's not based on the table. So if I make another table and stick it somewhere else, it should still have the same knowledge. I'm fairly certain. There's also a portable version of this, the transmutation tablet, which requires having the transmutation table in the recipe. So yes, it's another extreme crafting recipe. A lot of the same stuff goes in there. Except we're now using draconic energy cores, which are a little bit more expensive, and demon steel of the 11th magnitude. This one required 2 demon steel of the 8th, which is kind of expensive, but not like super expensive. The 11th though, yeah, that's pretty expensive. Okay, so I think the next quest, if we follow the line, yeah, wants us to make the transmute part 2, so we can do the tablet version of this thing. There's also this book here, the Tome of Knowledge, which is not part of the quest as far as I know. But if you make this book and then you burn that in the transmutation table right here, it will learn everything that is transmutable, right? So this is like the ultimate thing that you want to do for this. It does require a transmutation table. So yes, I should have made a second one. I'll probably do that here in a little bit. We'll make this thing. It does require 2 chaos catalysts, which I think we already have, right? Yeah, we have 2 recipes left for the chaos catalyst. So I think that would probably be a good use for the last 2 of those, is to make the Tome of Knowledge. Then we can burn it in here, learn all the recipes, and never have to worry about that again. I do believe that will even learn the transmutation table, so I won't have to make this recipe again. Yeah, I think we should do that. Okay, so enchanted books. I don't think this is any specific one. You could probably do the cheapest one you want. Infinity stars. How many? Wait, that was 6 of them. So the infinity stars we already have. So there's 6 infinity stars. 2 of the chaos catalyst and the transmute. Oh, you know what? We do have to make another one. Yeah, we have to have one for the recipe so we can put that into this. Okay, fine. I'll make a second one of these. Well, let me go and get to it. It's going to be a lot more extreme crafting here. Just a lot of filling in the blanks, finding the items that we need. I guess we can make these 2 together. That's the last of our chaos catalysts. So those go there. Anything else special? Just a bunch of enchanted books and then another transmutation tablet. Okay, let me get to it and we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys. So once again, we got these extreme crafting recipe all hooked up. Yeah, this takes a long time to get these all sorted and put together. We still have to get the books for this. I was trying to think what the easiest way to be to get enchanted books. And honestly, I think it's going to be the Flim Flam, right? We need 16 of these things. So there is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that should be all of the different books that we need in order to do this. So we should be able to take all of these guys and just wrap them around. You know, for the price of 1 emerald and 1 book each, really, I think that is the best value to make this particular thing. I mean, by this time, emeralds don't really mean anything because you can grow those if you want to with agricraft, right? So there's that. And here is a transmutation table. Before I do anything, now that we have the second one, I'm just going to learn it. Just because I can. Learn. So now we can make these whenever we want, as long as we have 19 million EMC available. But I think we're going to unlock all of the stuff here in just a moment anyway. So there is... What? Oh, is it a tablet? Oh, it got me. Dang it. Okay, so it's a tablet. So we need the transmutation table in the recipe. Oh my goodness. I could have sworn that was a table here that we needed. What? Oh no, I'm sorry. I could have sworn this was a table that we needed, but it is the recipe for the transmutation tablet that requires the table. Oh no. Okay, well anyway, we can now create the table anytime we want to. One more extreme recipe that we need to do here. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I did that. So what is this? Ender pearl dust plus nether star to make a miniature black hole. I don't think we've had to make those yet. Experience book level 5, so that requires experience essence. I'm pretty sure we have that, right? Yeah, we have experience essence. We have plenty of that. So let's see. Anything else crazy in this thing that we need to know about that we haven't made yet? So demon steel, the 11th magnitude. I need to start stealing some of the demon steel, the 7th that we're making directly behind me. Desh, large plate. Mobius ingots. There's nothing here that's too crazy. MK2s, we can make those all day long. In fact, I might just learn a bunch of these things in our transmutation table that we already have. Yeah, I might learn it already in the transmutation table that we already have and just EMC them that way. It might be easier than trying to use our energy condenser for everything. All right, well, I'm going to keep at this. I can't believe I mistook that, but whatever, it happens. Be right back, guys. All right, so there we go. Now we got the correct item, the transmutation tablet. So yes, this did require some new recipes that we haven't done before. It did require these experience books, the infinity binding, which we've seen how to make those before. You just have to craft those on the extreme crafting table, just 5 infinity ingots. The cubic cluster level 5, these are a real pain to make because it does require a lot of mercury, but a lot of the parts in this particular item are EMCable. But even after I like EMC'd all those parts and I still try to craft it, it would like require a stupid amount of steel and all this stuff. And I was looking, the qubit cluster, yeah, the level 1 version is EMCable. So I made a bunch of those and that cut down on so much of the crafting that needed to be done in Applied Energistics. That is the only one out of all of these that have EMC. So you can craft the lowest tier, yeah, and then you also have to make a whole bunch of these amplification crystals, which is Ruby and these PRC LX100s. Those are all EMCable, but the actual amplification crystal itself is not. But anyway, so you can EMC up all those, EMC up a bunch of these, and then you can craft all of these, no problem at all. So that's awesome. Okay, so we got that done. Yeah, the experience books. I had to make Desh large plates, Bedrockium large plates. I've had to use a lot of Bedrockium in these last recipes. To make the transmutation table itself required a bedrock ingot, or I'm sorry, a piece of bedrock, which is 9 smelted octuple compressed cobblestone, which turns into 9 bedrockium. 9 bedrockium turned into 1 bedrock. I had to do that twice. And then after the second time, I was like, you know what? If I have to do that again, I probably should learn these on EMC. So I've learned the bedrock and the bedrockium over here. Yeah, those are a lot less EMC than it costs to smelt the octuple compressed, which is like 43 million per block, versus this smelted, which is only 9, almost 1 million, right? So you lose a lot of EMC by smelting those octuple. Anyway, I think that is pretty much about all we needed to do here, so we can craft our transmutation tablet, which will give us this achievement. It's a transmutation on the go, I think. And then that also completes our transmute part 2 quest. Again, let's go ahead and learn this thing like right away, just in case. So we can always make both of these now, should we choose to. But this is going to go right into here. In fact, let's just make another one so we can actually have one of these for us to use. So transmutation tablet, you just right click on it and it's just like the transmutation table. It has all the same knowledge that you've already learned, but you can use it portably. So it says 2.7 million EMC here. This one, I'm sorry, not 2.7, 3.7. So these are both 3.7. They have the same EMC. They have the same knowledge. This one's portable. So that's super awesome. Okay, so now that we have that done, we should be able to make our Tome of Knowledge. Boom. Tome of Knowledge done. We can take that guy. This does not have EMC, but you burn that, and then that learns every recipe that you could ever make. The battle suit, red matter, every single thing that you ever could make is all learned here. You can search for it if you want to. So if I wanted to make, I don't know, a diamond pickaxe, yep, we can make a diamond pickaxe or any of these other types of diamond pickaxes that we want to. So that's really awesome. Red matter. Yeah, all these different pieces of red matter, the blocks, the armor, the tools, all of those are now EMCable. And we can also do that over here whenever we want to. So that is crazy good. Solar panel 10. Solar panel 10. One of those costs 3 million EMC, and that generates 131,000 RF per tick. So if we search for solar, yeah, that is the best one. So solar panel 10. We never even crafted these. We haven't done any of the solar panel recipes, but we now have that available. So that is a little overpowered. I do like that. So back here, let's claim this quest. I guess that's just going to give us a bunch of compact giant chance cubes. All right. I was expecting something good. Ah, here we go. Loot chest. Let's claim one of those. Okay, so the loot chest. Let's open this. Something good, something good. And applied energistic stuff. So nothing like super great. That used to be pretty good, but we've gotten that reward so many times now, like it just doesn't matter anymore, right? Oh, epic bacon. Need food. Epic bacon. We never have to craft that again. Just as long as we have EMC, we always have that available. So yes, that is really awesome. Okay, so now that we have those done, what other quests do we have here that we can start working on? We have these different stars that we can make. Yeah, apparently we have to make all of these. So let's take a look at these. All right, so we have all these different ones. These are all EMCable. So does this want us to craft them, or do we just have to retrieve them? It is a retrieval task, so we can just do that really easy now. Yep, so we can just get one of these. I'm not sure which one's which. I think it's this one, then this one, then this one. All right, and then what else? Omega. Do we not have that one? I guess we don't have that one. Okay, so let's take a look at this again here. So, oh, these do have EMC. You know what? I think the tablet and the table do not show recipes for items that you don't have EMC for. I think that might be why that wasn't showing up. Let me go and grab some of these demon steels here. We just need to get about a stack of them. That should be fine. Get about a stack of these things and we can drop it into the table so we can learn all the EMC for these things. All right, so that should be good enough. And drop that in there. Okay, so now we have access to all of these different things. So we need the sphere and the omega, right? So now that quest is complete. Let's grab a loot chest. So this is, all right, I don't know if that's a good one or not. We get ore processing upgrade. Not so good. But what we can do now is just start putting those back into our transmutation, because it doesn't really matter, right? Like, we don't need these things. All we had to do was just craft them, or I guess retrieve them. So this wants us to get an SRG, Swift Wolf's Rending Gale. I don't remember what this thing does. It says by jumping twice, the ring will let you fly. This does use energy. Right click will activate a magical windstorm around you that will push away mobs. Beware that this also requires energy. Okay, so I guess this uses EMC to allow you to fly or to repel monsters, right? Swift Wolf's Rending Gale. Is that... If I just search Gale, do we have that in here? No. Okay. So to make one of these rings, okay, yeah, that's another crazy recipe. Demon Steel, the 11th. Wow, okay, so it wants 4 of those. Iron Band is fine. Nether Stars are okay. Awakened Core we can do all day long. Dark Matter, Dimensional Shards, Interdiction Torch. All right, so those are doable. All this stuff is doable. The 11th, though, that is going to take a minute for us to get. I'm just going to have to sit here and camp this thing. I guess we could turn this off, never active, so it just starts storing up the demon steel here. Then I can convert it using EMC. Anyway, got a little bit more to go here. Let's see if we can make this particular ring, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, so pretty much everything is done here for this ring, except for the very center thing. This was kind of a unique thing that we didn't really look at. This requires a Rending Gale. So that is 2 Mind Stones, a Bioluminescence, 2 Fluxed Electrum Ingots, and 2 Bat Wings. Everything here is EMCable except for these Bioluminescence. Now, I did remember that I needed one of these a long time ago when I live streamed this. So last time we were in the Urbis, I kind of went through there and I was looking at the Sundews, I think. You can find those in the swamp, if I remember right. Anyway, if you break those, you get a chance of getting these. I think you can also find Fireflies and destroy those for a chance for these. I didn't even look, but I know we have these now. Bioluminescence. Oh, okay, we just had 1. All right, well, I know we needed 1. I didn't remember why. This must be why. So this is a Rending Gale. I'm not entirely sure what this... oh, okay, if we hold shift. It says fly, push, and pull mobs or shoot lightning while raining. Shift plus left click changes mode, so it requires some kind of charges. I don't know what you put in there for charges, but anyway, that's not important. We can just go ahead and put that there, and that makes this Swift Wolf's Rending Gale ring. Boom. Done. Okay, so that completes this quest. That was, I think, one of the last hardest quests for this section, the Kappa section. Okay, so SRG complete. Let's claim that quest. Claim the loot. So we get 1 loot chest. We can't choose one. We're just given one. So let's do it. What do we get here? Flask of Shielding is 6, Absorption 4. Okay, I think we got that one once before. We don't really need Absorption, like with our armor right now and everything else. Yeah, it's pretty good. So it says on pedestal. Shoots lightning and nearby mobs, activates every 3.5 seconds. If I hold this and right click, oh, if I press shift, I'm not sure what's going on. If I hold right click, it kind of flashes a little bit. If I press right click, nothing happens. I forget, do you just, I want to say you put it in this thing to charge it up, or maybe you stick it here? Oh, well, let me put it anywhere. I seem to recall I've used this thing before and we charged it somehow, and I don't remember how to do that. Maybe you have to use those, the clean star things or Klein stars. Because I know you can take these and charge these up somehow. They have some kind of a bar here. Maybe you put them here. Okay, so that, right. So that charges up using EMC. I don't know. Is that what this thing uses? Okay, so right clicking and now does some things. If I'm on the ground. I'm still not seeing this thing do anything, unfortunately. So that turns it blue. Or I'm sorry, that turns it red. It was turning blue a moment ago, wasn't it? When I was up here, now it's like purple. Now it's red. Why does that change? If I'm on the ground, it's red. If I'm flying, it is purple. Is that using EMC for me flying? Does it think that I'm using this? It says it's stored EMC. Yeah, I think it's using the stuff from here to do that. Huh. Anyway, that's kind of an interesting thing. We're not getting too much use out of this thing, obviously. So can we put this back here? I think that, I don't know. Does that use up the EMC that we got out of there? I did have to stick it back here. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, all the stuff that we are doing right now, this is stuff that we're already past. So going back to the quest book here in the Kappa section. So things that are left, we still have like these red matter stuff, the Katar and the Morning Star, Destruction Catalyst. These are things we'll look at in the future. But guys, you know what? I think we're going to wrap up for today. We got a lot of extreme crafting things done. We have a lot of stuff auto crafting now, those extreme recipes that we're going to be using pretty frequently. Those are all done. So that's awesome. I still want to get things hooked up so we can make the Infinity Catalyst automatically and potentially the Chaos Catalyst automatically. Or maybe we could even do that on demand by having everything filled in there except for the Chaos Shards. I don't know. So that's something that we can think about in the future. But anyway, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.